My husband believes men should lead the household. The problem is that he only believes that part when it benefits him. When the bills arrive, suddenly we're equals. When the chores need doing, suddenly I'm the wife. I'm 32. My husband Nathan is 37. We've been married for 8 years. We have 2 daughters. Until recently, I thought we had a normal marriage. Not perfect, just normal. Then one conversation changed everything. Nathan has become increasingly outspoken about his beliefs over the last few years. At first, it was small things. Comments during dinner, arguments about news stories, posts he shared online. I usually ignored them. Not because I agreed, because I didn't think every disagreement needed to become a fight. Then one night, our oldest daughter asked a question. She said, "Dad, can girls be bosses?" Nathan laughed. Then he said, "They can, but families work best when men lead." The room got quiet. My daughter looked confused. I looked at him. He acted like he had said something completely normal. After the girls went to bed, I asked him what that was about. He said, "It's just the truth." I said, "Then why am I working 50 hours a week?" He said, "That's different." That became his favorite answer. Everything was different when it applied to him. I leave the house at 6 every morning. I work full-time. I contribute nearly half our household income. I handle school forms, doctor appointments, birthday planning, most grocery shopping, most cooking, most cleaning, most emotional labor. Nathan works hard too. I'm not pretending he doesn't. But somewhere along the way, he started acting like his job ended when he got home. Mine never did. One Saturday, I spent 4 hours cleaning the house. Laundry, bathrooms, kitchen, vacuuming, everything. Nathan spent the afternoon watching sports. Then he walked into the kitchen and asked what was for dinner. I actually laughed, not because it was funny, because I couldn't believe he was serious. I said, "Whatever you make." He stared at me. Then he said, "You're upset about something." I said, "Yes, because you watched me clean for 4 hours." He replied, "I worked all week." I said, "So did I." That argument lasted 2 days. His position never changed. Mine didn't either. Then his mother got involved, because somehow she always does. She told me, "A wife shouldn't keep score." Interesting advice, especially from someone who never says the same thing to her son. I asked Nathan a question, a simple one. I said, "If you want a traditional marriage, why do you need my paycheck?" He got angry immediately. He said, "That's not fair." I said, "No, what's not fair is wanting a 1950s wife with 2025 expenses." That was the first time he walked away from a conversation, which told me more than anything he actually said. The turning point came a few weeks later. Our younger daughter was drawing pictures at the table. She drew our family. Then she labeled everyone: Mom, Dad, Sister, Dog. Then she pointed at my drawing and said, "Mom works." She pointed at Nathan. "Dad watches TV." Nathan laughed. I didn't, because she wasn't making a joke. She was describing what she saw. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about my daughters. Not myself, them. I kept asking one question. Would I want them living like this? The answer came immediately. No, absolutely not. And that realization scared me. Because if I wouldn't want this life for my daughters, why was I accepting it for myself? The next weekend, we attended a family gathering. One of Nathan's relatives started talking about how women today don't value family anymore. Nathan nodded. Actually nodded. Right in front of me. The woman who had spent the morning meal prepping for the week, paying bills, doing laundry, and organizing school schedules. On the drive home, I finally snapped. Not screaming, not crying, just done. I said, Tell me honestly, if I stopped working tomorrow, could we survive on your income alone? He said, no. I said, if you stopped working tomorrow, could we survive on mine? He said, probably not. I said, so we're partners. He said, of course. I said, then why do all your expectations only go one direction? For the first time, he didn't have an answer. Not a real one. Instead, he started talking about values, tradition, faith, family structure, everything except the actual question. I finally said, you're asking me to carry half the finances and most of the household while calling that traditional. He looked away. That silence said everything, because the truth sounded ridiculous once spoken out loud. Since then, things have been tense. Very tense. His mother says I'm becoming selfish. His friends think I'm overreacting. My friends think I've been underreacting for years. The strange part is that this isn't really about politics, or religion, or tradition. It's about fairness. If someone wants traditional roles, then they should accept traditional responsibilities. If someone wants equal responsibilities, then they should accept equal expectations. What they don't get to do is choose whichever version benefits them in the moment. Update 1. We're currently in counseling. The counselor asked us to write down everything we each do in a typical week. Nathan looked genuinely shocked when he saw the lists side by side. That was interesting. Update 2. He's helping more around the house. Not enough yet, but more. The bigger issue is that I don't know whether he's changing because he understands or because he's afraid. Those are not the same thing. Update 3. Last night, my oldest daughter asked if she could be a CEO someday. I said yes, without hesitation. Nathan didn't say anything. Maybe that's progress. Maybe it isn't. I honestly don't know anymore. What I do know is that I refuse to teach my daughters that equality means carrying the same burdens while receiving fewer choices. And I refuse to call something traditional when it only seems to benefit one person. I haven't decided whether this marriage survives, but I've decided something else. I'm done pretending this arrangement is fair.